Welcome to Money Patterns Decoded. Money is never just about money. It is a pattern. Today we expose one of those hidden patterns, see exactly how it controls your finances, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Imagine a coin on a table. You pick it up and its shadow stands, then walks away, leaving the coin behind. Your accounts feel like that coin. Everything looks correct on paper, and still something disappears. That walking shadow is not taxes or a spreadsheet error. It's a pattern of who inside you is allowed to touch the money and who quietly takes a cut. This episode is about that shadow. I name it plainly, the fragmented money self. The promise for you right now, in 90 seconds a day, you can begin to recenter your money identity and stop the leak. No gimmicks, no complicated spreadsheets. Just one coherent inner authority and one small, repeatable financial action to test the change. Stick with me for the exact language and the exact transfer to make. First, the psychological mechanism. From infancy we learn roles. The caretaker who spends to keep peace. The safe child who hoards to prevent loss. The rebel who spends to prove independence. The perfectionist who says money is never enough. These are not metaphors only, they become subpersonalities with permissions. Each believes it alone must decide when you earn, when you save, when you spend. The result is divided authority. What looks like impulsive spending is often a caretaker responding to emotional debt. What looks like small, just in case, savings can be a safe child freezing funds so no one else takes them. The signs you have multiple money controllers. You make a plan, then a different impulse cancels it. You feel shame after a purchase, yet justify it in service to someone else. You have recurring, unexplained withdrawals of attention, time, or resources that you can't account for emotionally. Now the esoteric frame. A clean image. A mandala, sacred geometry around the center. Imagine your abundance field as that mandala. Each petal is a function. Earning, saving, gifting, investing, receiving. If the center is true, the petals align and energy flows inward and outward in balance. But if the center is displaced, if your inner authority is split, the mandala fractures. Energy sloshes out between misaligned petals. That's energetic leakage. Money that could compound into flow becomes scattered, parceled to competing roles. You'll feel it as friction, resistance, tiny losses that add up. The mandala metaphor helps because it shows this isn't moral failure. It's structural. A displaced center scatters your field. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Stop letting many landlords run your house. Either the house has many petty landlords, each sticking locks on a room, or you appoint one steward, one sovereign self who holds the keys and the map. One steward doesn't mean authoritarian control. It means clear permissioning. With a single steward, decisions are coherent, small transfers line up, and flow returns. I'll guide you through a 90-second centering authorization. Say these words aloud, or in the mind, with breath. Allow each phrase one slow breath. Begin. Find a comfortable posture. Close your eyes if safe. Breathe in. Slowly. Breathe out. Say, I name my steward now. I authorize oneself to hold my financial keys. I allow the steward to listen, to care, to set boundaries, to receive abundance. I reassign any debt or shame to the parts that need tending, not to my bank account. Feel the breath settle. Sense one center. When you open your eyes, place one small, real transfer to test it. Contest this ritual with action. Don't leave it only as words. Now the exact daily micro practice you can do in 90 seconds every morning. Step 1. Name 3 money roles out loud. For example, the caregiver, the saver, the rebel. Step 2. Point to the steward. Choose which role you authorize today to hold the keys. Say this phrase: today I authorize the steward of steady increase. Step 3. Make a tiny irreversible transfer that proves the authorization. Move $5 or $10 or whatever is meaningful and safe for you into a dedicated account or a labeled envelope called Steward. The language matters. Use it like a contract. Repeat. Name roles, choose steward, say phrase, move a small amount. Do it daily for 2 weeks and journal one sentence about how it felt and what changed. A few quick safety notes. If this feels false, that's normal. Parts resist authority. They fear loss. Start tiny so you can test behavior without trauma. If it gets messy or grief surfaces, pause the transfers and journal the feeling or seek therapy. This is inner work, not emergency finance. If structural issues appear, debts, legal constraints, pair this ritual with practical planning or a licensed advisor. Small moves validate the internal shift before you scale. Recap briefly. The fragmented money self fractures your authority and creates invisible leaks. The antidote is a single steward, a recentered mandala, and one precise daily micro-practice. Name roles, appoint a steward, say the authorization, move a tiny test transfer. Do that now, or commit to the next morning. One small repeatable move will show you whether the leak closes. If you want the chaptered protocols, the exact scripts, and deeper sacred geometry maps that support this shift, explore my complete Money Patterns book library at Desmarques.com. The library contains step-by-step programs for recentering identity, worksheets to map your mandala, and practical templates to pair ritual with real financial planning. Money is a pattern. Awareness is the key. That is the money pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your financial life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com.